Welcome into the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you very much for all of your questions.
Can I ask you?
You can ask me.
Do they do that live on TV, that draw? Or is
it,
we've done the draw, so just to let you know how it came out?
I'm going to be honest with you, Steve, I don't know if they do, but I'm sure it's being filmed. I'm sure someone has got footage of the draw. It isn't just...
And they have official, Stevie, they have official auditors there. You know, accounts and suits and notaries who go and make sure everything is above board. I mean, can you imagine, given how much Real Madrid complains about conspiracies and referees and so on? Of course they have to go and make sure that everything is 100% above board and legitimate. And that's why they pay the men in suits so much.
Forgive me, I haven't caught up with yesterday's show yet. Gab, have you introduced us to your friend behind you?
Yes, that would be Alan Iverson, who is it's not actually Alan Iverson. It's a puppet I've named after Alan Iverson because he's wearing the original Iverson jersey.
Good. Okay, I'm glad Kay asked you about that.
We're going to talk about the Eagles again tonight, are we?
There is a question about the Eagles later on. We'll get to that. Which was more spicy, the end of the Liverpool-Everton match or Stevie's reaction to the end of the match? You weren't that angry, actually, when they scored. We kind of obviously looking for the offside, the push, but...
I was looking for everything.
But
he was looking for more than VAR. Shove!
I was a little angrier before that.
But throughout the game, like, it was so different, your demeanour to the Plymouth game, where you didn't really care. This game, you cared a lot.
Well, it's Everton, isn't it?
Measuring the pitches.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, we had a discussion. He asked me how wide the penalty box was, which I had no idea. So I looked it up, right, and it turned out
44.
The 18-yard box was 44 wide.
Yes.
So I told him, just because I'd looked it up.
Yep.
I didn't know. And he refused.
Yeah, you weren't having it, Steve.
No, it just seems awful big.
Oh.
Seems awful long. So what I was trying to figure... I was trying to figure out how wide the field was. So what I was doing was I was looking at the mark 10 yards from the corner flag.
Yes, yeah.
And then I was going to try and calculate it.
Right.
We thought there was a man had escaped from the local asylum.
He just suddenly appeared in front of our monitors.
He just walked past our sofas where we were watching the games and he pointed at the TV where the 10-yard mark is from the corner kick.
Yeah. It was very different. Stevie, it's the final Merseyside derby.
And then, wait for this, he then proceeded to show me a video on YouTube of Scotch pies.
Oh, lovely.
Steak and kidney, steak pies, sausage rolls, and he went, have a look at this.
During the second half.
And it was somebody in the bakery obviously going, pies.
Stevie, as it's the final Merseyside derby at Goodison Park, do you have a favourite or memorable moment from playing there at Liverpool?
Favourite? I mean, I guess Rushy scoring 4.
Right.
Against Everton back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, we never got a lot.
But is it fair to say Liverpool and Everton's rivalry is quite unique compared to other cities' rivalries?
Well, yes, because the fact that the difference between Liverpool or the uniqueness of Liverpool-Everton rivalries is that in a house you can have the mum and dad as Everton fans and the kids are Liverpool fans, or a mixture of all that. That's the uniqueness of it. Everybody's completely and utterly mixed up and intermingled. There's not like a whole family and then the other family. They're all, it's just strange.
Let's continue the conversation then about derbies, Gab. Start, bench or drop? Old Firm derby, Merseyside derby, Derby della Madonnina.
Oh. All right, so I'm obviously biased because I was born at the Clinica San Carlo next door to San Siro. I will obviously pick the Derby della Madonnina. However, in terms of atmosphere, as derbies go, the absolute loudest place I think I've been, the second loudest place, no, the loudest place I've been at a derby actually, was at an Old Firm game. In fact, 2, one at Parkhead and one at Ibrox. They probably rank first and second. So I might put that as a number 2 here, and bench it. Merseyside derby, I think you kind of said it. It's the friendly derby, right? It's got the families and stuff. I'm not saying there isn't rivalry and bad blood, but you know, you don't have some of these other these other layers that you have. You have a pretty unique city to begin with. So, yeah, I might end up dropping that one.
What's it like playing in that sort of atmosphere, the old firm, with just the noise?
You know, you don't really notice it as much when you're playing. Obviously, if you're winning and scoring goals and you hear it then, but yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Gab says
so to that point, when you commentated there, did it surprise you, the atmosphere? Did you get a different perspective on what was going on?
A little bit, and that's why I'm a bit betwixt and between with this one, because when I did a game at the San Siro, a Milan derby, I was actually taken back by the atmosphere. It was, to me, it was louder and more hostile than I'd seen at a Celtic Rangers game.
Right.
So for that reason, I think I would go with the derby in Milan, just for what I witnessed when I was there. Then the Old Firm and Merseyside.
You haven't been to Milan derby, Stevie?
I haven't been to Milan derby.
Which is surprised given your cultured travels over the years.
Yes, absolutely.
There's a lovely Italian restaurant just next to the...
There you are, you go to the Clinica where Gab was born. There's a plaque for him, just there. What's the most riled up you have been at the end of a game? Do you remember? It takes a lot to get you riled up in general.
Not at the end of a game.
No, again, the game you're just thinking players' lounge.
Aye. I never used to get riled up, to be honest with you. I get more riled up now than I ever did playing.
Really?
Well, I was too busy doing it.
Right.
It's like Craig's saying, when you're playing in a game, and whether it was a Merseyside derby with me, or he's playing in the Old Firm, you get a feeling when you're at home that pushes you on, and you get this thing that holds you back when you're in the opposition's territory.
Okay.
But in terms of the noise and stuff, you're too busy doing what you do.
Right. But even at the end, if a referee's decision goes against you, or there's a scrap, as we saw at the end of this.
Never a scrap, and that's the thing.
No.
That was pushing and shoving. I mean, that was as bad as we've seen.
It wasn't even that bad.
No, but in terms of pushing and shoving.
No, exactly. No.
I get more riled up with if I felt. No, you're not really one for. Back in the old days, I mean, the 70s, they would throw punches.
Right.
Down the tunnel and all that.
Yeah.
It generally got eradicated out of the game for the most. But the referees, I used to get frustrated with referees. That's where my sort of anger would go to sometimes.
Gab, as a fan, what was the angriest you've been after a game? Istanbul?
Well, I'm not a Milan fan, so no. The angriest I've been, the most disappointed, the most sort of soul-destroying it takes me back to my childhood in the 1990 World Cup and Italy playing Argentina and going out on penalties. That's really painful. Thank you for bringing that up. So yeah, that was extremely upsetting. And on that note, thanks, Dan.
Wow. Okay. Let's cheer you up with the final question. Are you going to come to Philadelphia for the Eagles parade?
I would love to, but unfortunately, no, not this time around. I was gonna, if I had to come, I will come for the next one next year when we go out and become NFL champions for the 6th time and Super Bowl champions for the 3rd time. I will even arrange a mummer's costume. If you know, you know.
Okay, I won't ask any more. That is it. That brings us to the end of today's show. Of course, the Champions League playoffs, a mere appetizer for the Europa League and the Conference... Is it called the Conference League? No, what's it called?
Europa Conference.
Conference League, yep, there we go as well. Those games taking place tomorrow. Seb is up to reflect on those games alongside Steve and Nicol.